Good morning and welcome back to Concerned Citizens again. Here are the news for today. Lagana or embargo organized and called by Qeeroo or Oromo Youths in Oromia is showing success in many areas. Reports coming out of Oromia cities and towns are showing roads and streets empty of vehicles. It seems a city under a siege. Transportation and commerce are highly impacted by this Qeeroo embargo. The Ethiopian media EBC confirmed about the effects of the embargo by saying the embargo affected transportation services in Wallagga, Harar, Ambo, Shashamane, and other areas in Oromia. But the authorities in Oromia lied and denied about the existence of this embargo in Oromia. And they were stating everything is normal and nothing was happening. Let's listen to the confirmation from government media about this embargo. I got this video from Dinka Oromo or Media DOM. Let's say the confirmation.
ኦሮሚያ ክልል አንዳንድ ከተሞች የንግድና የትራንስፖርት አገልግሎት መስተጓጎሉን የተለያዩ መረጃዎች እያመላከቱ ነው። ኢቢሲ በስልክ ለማጣራት ባደረገው ጥረት በአምቦ በወለጋና በሐረር መስመር ያሉ ከተሞች እንዲሁም በሻሸመኔ፣ ጅማ፣ ባሌ ሮቤ፣ ጎባ፣ አዳባ፣ ዲንሾ፣ መቱና ሌሎች ከተሞች የትራንስፖርትና የንግድ አገልግሎት መቋረጡ ታውቋል። በባሌ ጎባና በአምቦ የነበረው ሁኔታ በተመለከተ በስልክ ያነጋገርናቸው የዓይን እማኞች ተከታዩን መረጃ ሰጥተውናል።
ጎባና አካባቢ ንግድ ቤቶች ዝግ ነበሩ። የዞሩ የሚያስዘጉ ወጣቶች ውስን ወጣቶች ነበሩ። ሌላው ትራንስፖርቴሽን አገልግሎት ተቋርጦ ነበረ። ትራንስፖርት ለመስጠት የሚንቀሳቀሱ መኪናዎችንም የማስቆምና የማስፈራራት እንቅስቃሴ ነበር። ከአጎራባች የሚመጡ መኪናዎችንም አስቁሞ ማስመለስ እንቅስቃሴዎች ነበሩ። እንደ ጥያቄ ተብሎ ይህንን በሚያደርጉ ወጣቶች የሚነሱ ነገሮች ኑሮ ግሽበት፣ አንዳንድ የግንባታና የተለያዩ ሸቀጣሸቀጦች የዋጋ መጨመር እንዲሁም ደግሞ የታሰሩ ወጣቶች ይፈቱልን የሚል ጥያቄ አልፎ አልፎ ያነሳሉ። አንዘጋም የሚሉና ንግድ ቤት ከፍተው የሚሰሩ ሰዎች ላይ ድንጋይ መወርወር እንቅስቃሴ ነበረ። ከዚህ ውጭ ሌላ የታዘብነው ነገር የለም። የሚመራው አካል አይታወቅም። በጥቂት ወጣቶች ነው እንደሚያከናውኑ ሆነ አይታወቅም አላማው።
እንግዲህ በአምቦ ከተማ ባለበት አካባቢ የጠዋት ጀምሮ ትራንስፖርት አልነበረም። ሱቆችም ዝግ ነበሩ። ምክንያቶችን አልተረዳሁኝም። ወጣቶችም ሰላማዊ ሰልፍ ነገር አድርገዋል። መነሻውን አላወኩኝም። በእኛ አካባቢ ሲያልፉ ነው ያልኩት እና ርቀት ላይ ተነበርኩኝ። ዝርዝሩን አላወኩኝም። ሰላማዊ ነበረ። ምንም ጉዳት አልደረሰም። ያው ወጣቶች ናቸው በብዛት በግሩፕ ሆነው ነው ያለፉት።
በጉዳዩ ላይ ከክልሉ መንግስት መረጃ ለማግኘት ያደረግነው ጥረት አልተሳካም። በቀጣይ የሚኖረውን ሁኔታም እየተከታተልን የምናቀርብ ይሆን።
Okay, that is the confirmation from Ethiopia Broadcasting Corporation, and but the authorities on Oromia they say everything is going on well, and Qeeroo are not listening to the outsiders or the diaspora's message. So the Lagana or the embargo is failed. That's what the authorities in Oromia said. I don't know. They don't know what is the situation, or they maybe try to deny, lie about this, even though the state media is mentioning the Lagana or the embargo's effect on transportation and commerce and other things in different cities, as he mentioned on the report. And various independent medias also lying, like Abiy Media, Ethio 360, and some other medias. Also, they talking about failure of this Qeeroo's embargo, despite the availability of this credible government media evidence. One of the objectives of this embargo is to force Abiy Ahmed, Prime Minister of Ethiopia, to release all Oromo political prisoners and other Oromos that have been arrested in several thousands after the death of artist Hachalu Hundessa. Two distinguished Oromo professors supported Qeeroo's embargo in Oromia and encouraged all Oromos to show solidarity with them. Professor Muhammad Hassan and Professor Muhammad Tairo expressed their support for Qeeroo's determined action on their Oromo Media Network interview with Dejene Gutama. Both professors said Abiy Ahmed is heading in the wrong direction, and if he's not stopped quickly, its damage to Oromos and Oromia could be unimaginable, and Ethiopia could be falling apart. He cannot build Ethiopia by demonizing and marginalizing more than 60 millions of Oromos. Abiy Ahmed administration is the worst of all administration before him, the professors said. Things never happened to Oromos before are happening today under Abiy Ahmed administration. In various areas, Oromos were killed by Abiy Ahmed security forces and their bodies were thrown to wild animals. Oromos were forced to eat plant leaves by security forces on live video cameras. And many other serious human rights violations are happening in Oromia by military command posts. Both professors encourage Qeeroos and all Oromos to resist this suppression and to continue their movement until complete freedom is achieved in Oromia. An attempt to revive the kingdom system back to Ethiopia is outdated and unacceptable. Oromos deserve respect, dignity, and self-government on their own land. They also advised Abiy Ahmed to leave his post before too late, before more damage are done to the country and to himself. You listeners can go to Oromo Media Network for their full interview and analysis of the situation. Huge explosion occurred in Beirut, Lebanon. The country called on all emergency ambulances to come to Beirut from various cities to help with the injured. It has been reported about 400 individuals are wounded and about 10 people are dead. The causes of the explosion, they say ammonium nitrate stored in around the port, and nobody knows who put it there, and that is a very huge explosion happened, and a lot of damage you may see from the video. We'll share the video, YouTube video from Al Jazeera. Let's see.
The President has called an emergency meeting. The Prime Minister has called a national day of mourning for Wednesday. The head of the Lebanese Red Cross says that hundreds of people have been taken to hospital with blast injuries. Many are still trapped in their homes. The initial blast wave travel kilometers away from the actual site of the blast, and homes, buildings with damaged windows were blown out. People suffered cuts, bruises, glass injuries. The cause at this stage unclear, although, as we were saying just a few moments ago, Israel was quick to issue a statement denying any involvement. Al Jazeera's Zaina Hodder is live for us now outside the port in Beirut, where that explosion happened. And you've been witnessing, Zaina, since that explosion, some pretty chaotic scenes there.
Yes, Adrian, chaotic scenes outside Beirut port as ambulances arrive to evacuate the dead and the wounded. But we have since moved to one of the hospitals in the center of Beirut, the American University Hospital, where most of the injured have been taken. There are also requests on social media for people to donate blood, because really dozens and dozens of people were injured in this massive, massive blast that shook the Lebanese capital. You mentioned explosive material at one of the warehouses. That is what the head of one of Lebanon's security agencies, Major General Abbas Ibrahim, announced approximately an hour ago. And now we are hearing from Lebanon's Interior Minister, Mohammed Fahmy. What he is saying is that highly explosive ammonium nitrate was stored in the port. And he says that the Lebanese people should ask customs about why it was there. So officials trying to really distance themselves on what this highly explosive material was doing at Beirut port that caused this massive blast that has taken the lives of at least 10 people. That is what we understand from Lebanese security sources, but dozens and dozens of people have been injured. Some hospitals have started to turn away patients. The healthcare system in Lebanon is under a lot of pressure, not just because of an economic crisis, but because of an upsurge in the number of coronavirus cases. This is a government which is cash-strapped. This is a state which is close to bankruptcy, and this is a state that owes billions of dollars to Lebanon's private hospitals. One of those private hospitals is this one, AUH, but what we understand is that they are receiving the injured and treating those who are injured. But there are calls now for people to donate blood, all types of blood, in order to help those who were hurt. Many of them their injuries as a result of falling glass. And as you can see, family members outside the hospital waiting for news about their loved ones. There was panic when just moments after that massive explosion. I was not very far from AUH, this hospital, when it happened, and we are a few kilometers from Beirut port, and I felt the scale and the magnitude of this blast, which shook the ground, pushed us to the ground, and caused a lot of panic among residents who had no idea what had just happened. And the smoke, the color of the smoke, what I saw was orange. So maybe it makes, I'm not an expert, but now that the Lebanese Interior Minister is saying that this highly explosive ammonium nitrate was stored at Beirut port. So many, many questions are now going to be answered. What was this material doing at Beirut port? Why was it there? Who put it there? But right now, the concern of many Lebanese, as you can see, is the condition of their loved ones who are now inside the emergency room. This is a city on edge, a country on edge, people on their nerves, really concerned and worried about what tomorrow will bring. Their livelihoods have been shattered by this explosion. Many, many shops have been damaged, goods on the floor for so many people. This is all that they had left in a country where there's a deep economic recession, in a country where businesses have been closing, people have been losing their jobs, and a healthcare system that is collapsing. This is one of the biggest hospitals in Lebanon, and a few weeks ago they laid off 850 nurses and administrators because they could not pay their salaries, because the government owes private hospitals billions of dollars. And that is why some hospitals have started to turn away patients because they don't have the supplies needed to help them. So now the priority now is for to help and treat those who were injured in this blast. And I can tell you the past, it's been 3 hours now since the explosion. I've seen ambulances come and go non-stop to the explosion site and taking the injured to hospitals across the capital.
All right, Zaina, many thanks. Al Jazeera's Zaina Hodder reporting live there from Beirut. Let's speak to...
Okay, that is the report about the explosion in Beirut, Lebanon. The country already under stress, as reported. Even they couldn't pay the salary for nurses, and they don't have supplies. Now they have additional big problem due to this massive explosion, and then the situation is still under investigation, and who brought that ammonia nitrate, who deposited over there. So we will see what's going on, and if you guys are interested to listen more about this breaking news, you guys go to Al Jazeera News and listen to it. That's all I have from Concerned Citizens for today, and I will be back with other breaking news or other news, domestic and global news. Until next time, so long everyone.